I've listened to that album for the first time today in 25 years, right? I was actually like thinking, I fucking get it, you know, because often I've wondered, what's a fucking 14-year-old getting out of this after all these years? You know, when I'd see them at the gigs, what are they fucking hearing in that now for their ears in 2020 that they're not getting? I understood it today. You know, the words, the melodies. Liam's voice is fucking on another level on that record. Because there's nothing around today that's even remotely fucking comes near to it.
Another sunny afternoon, walking to the sound of my favorite tune. Tomorrow never knows what it doesn't know too soon.
New?
Which one were you? Were you the drummer? How you doing? You good?
Very good, mate. Yeah, you?
I'm all right. It's been a while, 25 years, I believe.
Yeah.
Did you still work here then?
Yeah, 27 years now.
No way.
25 years since we were in here making that record. It's just, I can't believe that's how long ago it was. Changed a lot of people's lives. Obviously, that record means so much to so many people. And to still get to work in the room where it was done, it's the record that I get asked about the most. It's the one that people want to talk about, or it means more than any other record to them. And it's, you know, that whole period in time, that whole 90s thing, and that record just sums up that whole era and what music and bands were about, and it just changed people's lives.
My brother Charles and I, the co-founders of Rockfield, we started off in 1960 in the attics, very simple career, but we had no idea that Rockfield would end up such a worldwide success and place which people look at as want to know, why is it so successful? What's the mystery of it all? Well, the mystery of Rockfield is that we've attracted the greatest bands of all time because they like to be here, and we have history, and Oasis is part of the Rockfield history.
When we did the first version of Definitely Maybe, the version that still to this day remains unreleased, we did it over the hill there in Kingsley's brother's studio, which is called Mono Valley. And the Stone Roses were in here doing Second Coming. And I've known Manny for a long time. We'd come up here to see Manny to scrounge drugs off him. But the interesting thing about that is, by the time we'd done Definitely Maybe for the second time, been fucking all the way around the world, smashed the arse out of it, done 3 fucking world tours, the Stone Roses were still here. Some might say was out. We'd had our first #1, and if there was any plan, it would have been, let's fucking keep it going. But there was no big sonic fucking, no, I'm gonna shift it this way, or we're gonna do it that way, or we're gonna make a more rounded record. I had some songs. I had enough for a record, and of the ones that I hadn't finished, I was going to finish them off in the studio. It was just getting in there and doing it, you know. I mean, we were on Creation Records. There was no master plan or anything. As soon as Creation and Oasis started to make plans, it was fucking over. Because it was like the 5-year plans, you know what I mean? Like when Be Here Now came out, there was a 5-year plan for everything, and meetings around fucking boardroom tables that were bigger than fucking Halifax. But here, at this point, we were just we were a big, successful indie band who were gonna not lose the momentum of what we created, and that was it. Nobody fucking had any idea what was gonna happen. I mean, I wrote the songs, and I was more surprised than anyone.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.
That's the wall that I sat on that day.
Yeah,
like a
they
fucking,
set you up there.
a fucking idiot playing Wonderwall. See, I always thought there was a field there. Did there used to be sheep in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember a lot of sheep were watching me do Wonderwall. Don't know who was more freaked out, me or them. And I was like, I remember it. What time of the year was it we were here? Was it like
April, May?
April, May.
Yeah.
And it was fucking freezing. And I remember saying to Owen, I've got this song called Wonderwall. I want to record it on a wall.
Yeah.
there was step ladders, big fucking microphone stand.
I remember Kingsley's face when 20 grand of microphones up there on the wall, the wind going. Kingsley was.
And he come walking up. What are you fucking doing?
He's still outside waiting. It's not going to rain, is it, Nick?
Yeah.
Not...
Oh yeah, and I remember it just been really cold and saying into the mic to Owen, I think this is a shit idea. And he was like, no, it sounds fucking great. I was like, fuck that. But even that made it, that's on the very start of the album.
Very start of the album.
Because you can hear birds singing.
Yeah.
You
were sat up
The
there.
glamour.
Today was gonna be the day, but they'll never throw it back to you.
That way, right?
It's the control room.
No way. The ego side of your makeup is like, yeah, fucking hell, you're fucking great. And even kind of in it, you're thinking, yeah, this is good. But the part of your psyche that second guesses everything is like, well, you just don't know. I mean, I've said it many, many times, but if I'd have known then what I know now about what Wonderwall would become, or Don't Look Back in Anger, I'd never have finished those songs. I'd still be fiddling around with it.
Kind of set up everything pretty quickly, and Noel arrived, and it was just working really fast. It was compared to coming off the back of a 14-month session with the Stone Roses, and they got used to the place pretty quick. They were buzzing to be here, and everyone was in here from like 10, 11 in the morning till kind of late at night. Every day there was something going on. It was one song after another, whereas working up in London, it was we might not do anything for a few days, and then Noel would come in and do a few days, and then we might not come back in for a while. And so it was a lot more kind of different people coming and going at the same time. Here it was just the band in one place for the whole time.
I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonder wall.
No way, is this it? Fuck, is that the same desk?
No, different. It's a Neve, but we had a different Neve in there. But everything else pretty much the same.
That's not the same couch. It can't be the same
Probably had to
couch.
replace it after you, I think.
I would say a lot of time sitting here, but we weren't here that long. But that was my place
your
there.
spot, yeah.
Owen was there. Fucking hell. I had some nights in here, let me tell you. It's bringing back some memories. A lot of it don't recall at all. But it's good to see Kingsley and Nick. Thank God Nick's here. He was telling, he knows more about it than I do. No, it's great. It's great. It's great to think that we were all, this is where it happened. Yeah. I do remember there was a piano in the hallway, right? I'm sure I remember doing that bit at the end of Wonderwall. The dun, 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 dun. I remember doing it there. Fuck.
Yeah.
I would sit there doing all the backing tracks.
Same piano?
Is that the one?
Yeah. And in this
But
corner.
I remember we did one track live, which was Roll With It, and I remember being set up in there, and I just remember there being loads of dead flies in there, and thinking, "Fuck this shit,
on that windowsill.
Amityville House of Horrors, fucking bollocks, dead flies everywhere." I was like, "This
you
is
weren't
not
stuck in there because of the dead
This
flies.
is not how I thought it was going to
It
be."
was for the separation and all that thing.
And then we gave up on the idea of playing live, and then we did it all to a click track and an acoustic guitar, didn't we? Trying to do a load of songs that nobody's ever heard before live is a waste of time because nobody knows how it goes. And one of the most frustrating things for me, this is why Owen was great for me, was it's really frustrating being in a musical collective when you're the only one that knows how it goes. And I'm shit at explaining things musically to anyone. My musical vocabulary goes faster, louder, more, yes, don't do that, do something else. Every song bar Roll With It is me sitting here, not too far from here, facing the window, with an acoustic guitar and a click track, which I thought was going to be the pace of the song. Then I would sit and play the entire song all the way through without singing of a song I've yet to write. Imagine doing that Champagne Supernova, 7.5 minutes long. And I would put on a guide bass and a tambourine, and then one by one you call the rest of the band down and say, right, this is how it goes in this bit, and you've got to do that, copy that bit, and you do that bit, you fuck off to the chippy, you fucking, you know. Where now, instead of a click track starting at a tempo and it's just all the way through, naturally when you play it live, you tend to speed up. Now we've perfected a way where you program a click track so it speeds up. So actually when you hear the track back, it sounds like it's been played live. It was a process that I was unaware of until Owen said, because apparently that's what Mark Bolan used to do with T-Rex. Because he had the songs that no one had heard, and he would sit and play them to a click track, and then they'd kind of join in on top. So
No would be in here, and it was focused. We just worked all day. We didn't stop. There might be a pub break in the night or dinner break at some point. Yeah, after the pub, work until the early hours. And kind of Owen and Noel would work on production stuff and kind of just finishing off the tracks. Hopefully we'd have a vocal by that point, which we pretty much did every day because we were trying to do a song a day.
do you know what? It's bigger than I thought. Usually things are quite smaller than you.
Well, when all the gears in it though, you had a lot of gears and a lot of amps.
And by that he means amplifiers, not actual gear. We used to do all that straight away, actually.
Yeah,
Wow.
we kept this
Well.
open. Mics in the corridor for the drums on all the drum ambience.
Has Owen been back since?
Yeah, because we did a version of Urban Hymns here with Owen.
He came to one of my gigs about 3 years ago in Edinburgh. I think I was on stage and I heard, and I was like, it's that fucking, oh God, is that Owen Morris? And then after the gig, he proceeded to tell me how shit everything was. I remember we used to be here and we'd be at the desk and everyone would be sat on that couch and we'd be trying to do something, and every now and then you'd have to turn around and say, will you fucking shut up or fucking go back to the house? No, fucking no, mate. It's like seeing trying to work, everyone's arguing about football. They were long days. I think we used to work from 10 till about 3 in the morning. It's mainly me and Owen and Nick in that room, and the lads coming in and out when they were required. Which is why when the eventual fallout happened, Liam had brought a load of fucking idiots back from the local village, and I'm like, well, I'm here to fucking make a record, which I haven't actually written yet. So if you want to do that kind of fucking shit, do it somewhere else. Don't do it here.
Well, the odd thing was they'd been here a few days, and I was in London at the time, and I rang up and Lisa said, you want good news or bad news? I said, that band haven't been out squabbling, have they? Said, yeah. I said, is that the bad news? Well, the bad news, he said, they've done a bit of damage up the top, which we don't care about. But the good news is they've gone home. So I thought, that's funny. But, you know, they're lovely boys. We rang the record company up after about 5 days, and they said, oh, we thought they'd been banned. We said we didn't care less. It made no difference to us at all. It just showed to us that this band had something going for them. Right. You know, it didn't upset us in the slightest. Yeah. So they came back, paid the damage, about 800 quid. We didn't mind. They apologised. And do you know what? They went in that studio and did one of the greatest records in the world afterwards. How's that?
When we agreed to do this, I was saying to Marcus, give us a bit of the backstory. And he said, you were booked in for 6 weeks and you finished it in 3. And one of those weeks you had off because you'd had a massive fight.
Yeah.
And we worked out, I think it was 12 working days. We were doing a track a day,
We did a track
which is
amazing.
insane. You know, because the thing is, I don't really particularly like being in the studio for a long time. If I'm in the studio, a year would drive me fucking mad. I'd have to have a change of scenery. But I like to get in and out, fucking get it done. When people ask me around the world about that album, I say it took 12 days, they don't believe you. No. They're just saying, no, it couldn't have. Yeah. It takes 12 days to set a drum kit up.
Yeah.
I remember it just being really, really fucking fast.
Yeah.
And half the songs hadn't even been written when I got here. Because if you listen to the record, it's split into 2 halves. Half of the songs have got a second verse. They were all written before I got here. And the rest of the songs, just the first verse twice. Yeah. And then maybe a third time. That was me getting in here and going, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah, that's good.
Fuck it. Yeah, or Owen saying, you got a second verse for that song? I'd be like, just repeat the first one for now and we'll do it later.
You stick with it, yeah.
And then when he got to it, it's like, does it need a second verse? It's like, I don't think so. And everyone always goes on to me about the sound. What the fucking sound of that record? And I'm like, I can assure you that going in there, nobody had an idea of what they were doing. It was just because nobody had heard the songs because we didn't do any demos. So nobody knew what we did. Some might say at Loco, and Acquiesce.
Yeah.
I think we might have jammed roll with it in a sound check somewhere. The rest of it, nobody had ever heard before.
No, Alan went and did a drum take. You'd only heard the song. I think you played it.
Well, yeah, we had a fucking new drummer whose first thing was coming in here. Not only had he not heard the songs, I don't even think he'd met half the fucking band. Yeah. When you think about it now, right, it's a mad way to make fucking one of the biggest albums of all time.
Bound with all the weight of all the words he tried to say, chained to all the places that he never wished to stay. Bound with all the weight of all the words he tried to say, as he faced the sun, he cast no shadow.
It didn't get one good review, I don't think. We were kind of waiting for that because most people, our record company included, were expecting definitely maybe part 2. And they weren't expecting Wonderwall and Don't Look Back in Anger and Cast No Shadow and that kind of thing. So, yeah, I was expecting it to be not well received. They were actually on the verge of sounding the death knell for the band. I mean, it goes to prove that really journalists, they know fuck all. They had to second guess everything after Morning Glory because they got it so wrong. That's why when BA Now came out, which isn't a great album, it got 10 out of 10 everywhere. They didn't get one bad review because they didn't want to be made to look like dicks again. And they were. Because it's not half the record Morning Glory is. After that, they properly hated us after that because they didn't understand us. I do remember that line, they sound, we were fucking knackered. Again, they were probably waiting for Supersonic and Bring It On Down Part 2. But again, they know fuck all. In the end, the people decide. Those records you're talking about, they're in the top 5 albums of all time. You know, put them there, the people, not fucking journalists. And the people that made those records, they don't make them for journalists. They make them for the people, and the people decide what's hot, and the people decide what is not, and that's it, the end. Right.
Yeah.
Well, can I go and have a look at the other studio while I'm here? Because
I'm
not leaving here again and then fucking saying I've never seen it.
Got your guitar there.
Is that mine?
Do you remember giving me that guitar?
Did I give it to you?
From the sessions.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
No way.
You didn't give me this until Abbey Road, BA Now.
Right.
Because mine was in 1,000 pieces on the control room of Abbey Road floor.
Oh, because we're in a fight.
Somebody thought it was yours.
So someone called Liam had smashed my guitar up.
Yeah. So you gave me this one.
No
I've
fucking
had it
way.
since then, so 90.
So I would have used it on this record?
Yeah.
So that's the one I played Wonderwall on. Fucking hell, you jammy bastard. That's going to be worth tens of pounds one day. Giving guitars away.
Yeah.
I must have been high. Was I?
I think
I was high, wasn't I?
I think so. Nice one.
Right, let's go and have a look where they did Bohemian Rhapsody.
When they play together, they gel together, you know, with bands. See, today it's all overdubbing and things like that. It's not the same thing. But with them, they played live. And the greatest bands in the world, if they can play together live and get the basic tracks live and the feel right, then you know there's something about them. Oasis could always do that. And you've got Noel, the great songwriter, as well. If you put it all together, you've got a catalyst for big hits, haven't you?
He was just on form. And he was, worked really hard in the studio, expected the same of everybody else. But just, him and Owen together just went for it, and actually, just amazing to sit back and watch the pair of them just make this record.
So where's the studio?
The studio's over here.
I've never been in here. Why did I never come in here? No way. So this is it. Why didn't we come in here? I feel a bit short-changed now, actually. Well, Oh, look at this, it's fucking massive.
Massive.
Fucking hell, imagine the record we could have made. So this is where they did Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
I like the look of this desk.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
It sounds good.
Yeah. The old needs.
Fucking tape decks.
I know.
Fucking hell.
Kept it in there.
The amount of times I go in the studio now and say, mate, can you run me off a CD of that mix? And they go, what? Can I not email it to you? No, I'd like to take a fucking CD and a cassette. Great, love the vibe.
Good looking studio. isn't it?
Yeah, I love the vibe, yeah.
Yeah, this was the machine you used. So this was, because this used to be in the other studio.
Right.
That was in here. So that was the tape machine that we had.
So that album was all done on tape, yeah? It
Yeah.
must have been, I guess.
Yeah.
Wonder where those tapes are. Fucking, I love the 90s. What a fucking decade. Well, why did it have to change?
I don't know.
Why did we have to get fucking
it's all
old
the time.
bastards? Well, the live music scene really did fucking take off as Oasis got more popular live. I mean, we were an indie band on an indie label playing stadiums. It was fucking unheard of. That was for the likes of U2 and Guns N' Roses and, you know, Wham, you know what I mean? We were doing stadiums in spite of ourselves. Do you know what I mean? We were the most unprofessional outfit since New Order. We didn't give a fuck. And we surrounded ourselves with good people. We had great songs, great band, great frontman, great singer, fans who believed in you. Then the live things went through the roof. Yeah, we had made it. We'd got to the top of the mountain and we were treated like the Jam and the Beatles.
You just knew it was going to go to a whole another level. I remember the day that Kingsley came in and we had a big playback for him and deafened him. He was pinned to the back wall.
And I thought, God, they got 4 or 5 hit singles. And I made a great little speech. I said to Noel, this is going to do 10 million.
The Office. It's Kingsley.
See you.
Yeah.
Hey! It's great to be back. Are you still keeping busy and all that?
Good at the Clappers. Yeah, we're doing very well, thank you.
Right. Do you get any young bands coming down?
Yeah, still get lots.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
lots of. We tend to get a lot of bands coming here for usually their first album or something, so it's their first time in a big studio.
Right.
But I mean, we've got work on the board now till well into February next year.
Wow, that's amazing.
So yeah.
Well, I better crack on and
Yeah,
do this
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Lovely
See
to see you.
you.
Nice
See
to
you.
meet you. But
Yeah.
maybe we're back one day.
You're a good man.
Yeah,
Nice one, man.
we'll still be here.
See you later.
Yeah, the history and the bands that had come through and that whole 90s thing that was happening here as well. And for them to come and then make a record here, like a step into the big studio like this place, and you're out of the way and you can just get on and do what you're here to do, which is make a great record, hopefully, which they did.
And then once the tour started, yeah, immediately people were going fucking nuts for it. And then as the singles came out, you know, there was that moment where not many bands get it. We were #1 in the singles charts and #1 in the albums charts consecutively for weeks. That's the kind of shit I dreamt about when I was at school, do you know what I mean? You know, nothing was ever the same after that. Then the money came in and all fucking hell broke loose. It was like, woohoo! Gonna get me a monkey.
How many special people change? How many lives are living strange? Where were you while we were getting high?
The first time I ever came in here was when the Roses were recording the second coming. And the other thing I remember about this room is the day Blackburn won the league, and it was Blackburn and United went to the last day. They had a split screen thing, and Bonehead was a United fan, and we all ended up in a fight that night as well for some City and United shit.
Yeah. So this is
Was this the visitors book?
Yeah, someone signed it for you. 'Cause I think you were done, and as soon as you were done, off you went before the book came out.
Herman's Hermits. Wow. Well, there's Nigel Kenny in the first one. So he was there at the same time as us then, right? Fucking hell.
Yes, they've got these books going back years.
Great. Are those tables still the same? Is it all?
The far one's same. So Alan White was in there,
I was up the back.
because that door's been replaced.
That door got smashed in, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you were in the back.
I was up the back. Right, in the executive suite.
Not that you spent much time in there.
Ah, This is fucking like my studio. So this is what was inspiring. This is where I wrote
Yeah?
most of the lyrics. It wasn't yellow. Was it yellow?
No.
Right. Okay.
No. I don't think that was there. I don't think there was a patio bit out
No.
there.
I don't really remember any of the back.
Probably,
back
the curtains were probably closed.
No, well, like we were saying, I didn't really spend much time looking around. I was in, writing, recording, getting pissed, leaving. You have to make it look like the best job in the world. We were not the kind, like, we're not snobs. We were not the kind of people who thought, you know, we have to take this seriously now. You know, this is a business. You know, all that came fucking later on. At the time, no, we were fucking smashing the arse out of it, day and night. It's great. It really was. Never used to get hangovers.
I mean, the 90s was an iconic moment in British music, and that just defines that whole era and any record that was made in that period, and always will be. You know, it'd just be looked upon as a great moment in British music and one of the greatest albums of all time.
You know, recording it, nobody realised that that was our moment. I thought our moment was the one after. That's what I thought. So I started to overthink it on Be Here Now. But it came before that. And actually I was on the train listening to it today thinking, wow, actually that was my second attempt at writing an album. And the first one wasn't fucking bad either. You know, it's been 25 years now, and we'll still be sat here in another 25 years, you know. So I was like, actually,